They're ready for us. You ready to go?
Oh yeah, of course. And I can't wait to see all the, all the players and get to hang out with people again. That to me was the best part of last time.
All right, let's get to it. We're going to North.
The rocky shores of the North Sea comprise the setting for a titanic clash of enemy fleets. These tall evergreens and mossy rocks will soon bear witness to the deafening sounds of battle as two teams vie for dominance of the ocean. This is North. North is a 48 by 48 kilometer domination-style map with 3 cap points running in a line from west to east. The A cap is on the left, B is in the center, and C is on the right. Up until quite recently, North featured 4 capture points. It was only altered to this configuration just a few weeks ago. Cap A on the left is largely unchanged from previous iterations of the map. A large diameter cap circle bordered by an island on the eastern edge, it's highly accessible to enemy destroyers, and there aren't many places for radar cruisers to hide nearby. As the smallest capture area on the board, the confines of Cap B have a new access point via a break in the islands along the eastern edge. The most common access to the cap comes from due north or south, but being in the center of the map means that ships caught out here find themselves targeted by large portions of the enemy team. On the eastern flank, Cap C has a single island within that can provide some shelter for destroyers as they attempt to capture, but it's a long exposed route to get behind cover. It was once common for radar cruisers to set up shop along the shores of the island on the western edge, but that island has been adjusted to make holding such a position a lot more dangerous. The new version of North is chock full of interesting flanking opportunities and tactical plays for teams looking to expose a weak point in an enemy position. How will teams adapt to this new version of this venerable map? Let's find out. 18 ships, 2 teams, 1 victor. It's time to play North.
Yes, it is time to play. And boy, are we going to play. Did
Zaf.
You guys look at this lineup? 5.
What the hell am I looking at, Zaf?
You are looking at NA meta confirmed .exe. I mean, we've got Murica div for one, except for Yamato.
5 Woosters. This is one of those not sure if meme comper moments, you know? Not sure if meme comper serious. Like, wow.
As Yamamoto taking a couple hits already.
Already getting pounded early here as the fighters chase away the planes that were spotting him. Not entirely sure where he's trying to get to. Maybe he's trying to get into that little channel on the other side of that island. That's right in front of him. I don't know. He's got a long way to go, though.
I think he's looking to get underneath this small island there, setting up a no-fly zone, similar to what we saw happening in the previous round with TNG.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But either way, with this many Woosters on the board, I feel really bad for Destroyer Ayanami on the other side. Like, that's just a ridiculous amount of AA coverage you're going to have to deal with.
Right. Submarines as our ally has been spotted now and is being shot at by Red Skirt. It's interesting the almost audacity of these boosters, basically saying, I don't care if I'm spotted or not. I'm not going to take that much.
Well, MIA is kind of, I won't say they're going for a pure AC split because you still have a Montana and a Wooster hanging back towards the center, but they are sitting... Their gearing and double Woosters are way over in G3. I'm sure they've been spotted because there's a fighter floating around over there.
Yep.
That I'm sure they know they're there at least. So I'm curious. I'm not sure. The gearing is not interested in contesting caps, and it's hard to blame him when there's 4 radar ships on the other side. So, for our first time seeing North, this is already shaping up to be a very bizarre game.
Yep. Cruiser Otago just took a couple of whacks from both battleships. He's okay. But really, both battleships on the CUTER side have taken a couple of shots. But hey, they're battleships. They're kind of meant. The bigger question is going to be, what's the Stalingrad going to do? Are they going to be able to use it appropriately?
Both teams right now seeming to jockey for position, looking for places they can push early damage through. Nobody seems interested in capping. Where is your gearing, Zath? I'm curious. My
gearing is at E line E2. He's fixing to go into A. He's waiting for Destroyer Ayanami to kind of clear the road, so to speak, and make sure that everything's set. As he is now smoking Shuruf in the Wooster, which is a very smart play that enables you to have a Wooster cover nearby. And, I'm sure Kuroshio Kai is going to feel much more confident going into A now because of that.
Now, something we did not mention when the game loaded, we've gone full America, even to the point of carrier. MIA has brought a midway.
Yep. And we saw what happened last weekend with the midway just not being able to compete against the Hakuryu. But I know in your highlight reel, there were a couple instances where a midway dunked on.
Right, midway AP bombs have the chance to change a match if used in the right position at the right time. And I think that's the key, and it's also the challenge of playing a midway in competitive modes. I won't pretend that I'm convinced it'll work for no other reason than, and you can see it here, look at that bomber on the J line. He's been back there doing spotting for quite some time. You lose and you've got one of your two fighter squadrons playing around on the A line, just chasing this guy off to keep him from backfield spotting you all day long.
Yep. And I mean, that's what we see happening with Hakuryu. Hakuryu wins the vision, midway wins the damage.
Yep.
So you have to be able to put the midway in position to do that damage. You can see right now his bombers are kind of stuck. He wants to take them off and he wants to wreck something, but he can't do it.
He's got to find a hole in the AA bubbles, and he's just not finding it right now.
Exactly. As Kuroshio Kai takes C-cap, meanwhile, Shiroof is just basically pelting Show Me Your Sits in the Montana, forcing the Montana to go.
Yep, poor Show Me Your Sits here, just getting ravaged by copious quantities of Worcester AP here. Kuroshio Kai must be out front spotting for him, I assume.
He's kind of dodging back, ducking back behind. I think what he wants to do is find a way to. I'm not quite sure. He's in a position right now to contest A cap.
As I look at what MIA's done, they've essentially put a Worcester at all these different strategic points on the map. Right, there's two of them flexed over BC, over south of C. One of them south of B. Two of them hanging out on the 1-2 line over here with some smoke. There's torpedoes. Those are spotted now. Those Worcesters are going to have to react. Lord Cadus is probably going to take some damage here. I don't think he's going to be able to dodge all of these, but Revan is going to be good. Let's see what Cadus does here.
Meanwhile, on the other side, DDAC has tried to drop on the Des Moines cruiser Prince Eugen, but obviously pulled the defensive fire, was forced to bring his planes back because fighters threatened.
So MIA has a great defensive position if they had a lead and if they have caps, but they don't. Right? They're almost solid hit there on Show Me Your Sits. He took some Montana shells at long range. Pretty good salvo there.
I saw the shells as he returns fire now.
He took about probably a 15-16K hit there as Ichima's trying to work the bottom end of A, but we know there's a Worcester up there. We have not seen him in a long time. This is pretty ballsy. But MIA's got to do something to start contesting the map eventually.
Yeah, Sitz is now at half health. He's starting to repair a little bit, but still,
there's the Worcester spotted now.
You got to watch that HP.
Salvo coming in on Shroof's Worcester. Decent hit, but not anything major.
Yep.
Uber Sniper Zhao is probably the lowest ship on the board in terms of what CUTER's got.
And Ayanami is furiously clicking the minimap, telling him he's in the wrong position. He needs to be on the extreme edge of the map. So he is starting to turn around and follow those orders.
Yeah, that
but
Zhao,
it's going to take a while for him to get in that spot.
It is. The Zhao is better served over on the 1 line. Definitely a little too far east right now, I think, for what they probably want to be doing with him.
Yes, exactly. So that's a bit of a positioning mistake. But hey, they've got a cap. MIA has 0.
So they've got a cap and a lead right now. 8 minutes gone as CUTER has moved out to about a 140-point lead here on the strength of their A cap. They're the only ones bagging any points right now, and neither team has a kill.
They also have about a 40,000 hit point advantage over
definitely.
MIA.
Well,
but that's going to go down quickly here.
The work they've been doing on Show Me Your Sits is basically giving them a notable health advantage right now.
Submarines are a lie is at a position basically that's best suited for a Moskva, but he's getting some shots in the rear Chibin, and
the
question is, will
Yui's Stalingrad was spotted. Submarines now knows he can no longer continue to reverse. He's about to get pinched out of there. that Stalingrad is going to be, they're going to feel his impact now on the 10 line here before too much longer. Although it looks like he's not moving. It looks like he's pitched a tent over there.
Yep, here comes some Yamato rounds on.
He's, trading rounds with the Yami now. Decent hit.
Shot right through the. At long range, Yamato shells will pen that deck instead of the bow.
Decent hit as CUTER's lead moves out to nearly 500 points. MIA really struggling, it seems, to find a strategy that's going to work for them in terms of trying to contest a cap or get some points going.
Well, one of the problems with running an all-Wooster comp like this is that you do very little alpha damage. So basically, instead of like completely killing something off the board immediately, you're trading that effectiveness for over time pewing somebody to death, like what's happening to Sitz right now in the Montana.
Finally, the midway is making his presence felt here. He only lands
Show me your Sitz.
Yeah, he only lands about 10,000 damage there out of those AP bombs. I'm sure he was looking for more, but that 60-second long defensive fire would have spread that salvo out, would have made it very difficult. Show me your Sitz finally does go down.
Yeah, he showed the Montana his Sitz.
He did indeed. Game half over, and it's been all CUTER to this point. They have a kill, they have a cap, they have over a 300-point lead, I should say. And MIA just looks to be really struggling.
Yep. And this is the problem with doing a comp like this we were talking about with damage over time. You're not punishing mistakes. You're slowly, it's a war of attrition.
Indeed.
That you're trying to win.
Wooster is unquestionably a powerful ship, but too much of a good thing is not necessarily a winning strategy.
Now they are getting a cap now, which means the points are going to stop ticking for either side.
Indeed.
But in order to push, we're seeing the destroyer and obviously at least one Wooster come. And Cruiser Tago is in a just beautiful position to end that as soon as one of those cruisers gets spotted.
You know, CUTER, and we've been kind of ragging on MIA a little bit, I suppose, and that's kind of not fair because CUTER's been doing a really good job of putting their vulnerable ships that are vulnerable to the Wooster spam in places where they're not really being overly affected by it.
Yes, exactly. Now, here's a big thing. The Gearing Ichima just got spotted, forced to run away as the Montana shells, like I said, ready in position to...
Oof.
And boy, did he punish.
Yeah, he definitely took some pain there. Losing about half his health for just even attempting to try and cap A there.
Yeah, this is beautiful board positioning by CUTER.
I also feel like that with this many Woosters, you might have been decently served to bring another Gearing. Give you more flexibility on where and when you can use your smoke.
Yes. That's a good point. As Sharuf is taking some hits now in the smoke, I'm not sure if he's detected. Revan is finding him regardless.
Well, it continues to be all CUTER here as they move out to nearly a 400-point lead with 8 minutes to play here on North. CUTER forces closing in on the C-cap. We just saw Cruiser Prinz Eugen moving in to the far eastern edge as one of the Yamatos and the Wooster starting to work. Looks like they're going to move into the eastern edge here momentarily.
We're at the point now where they have to make a play, and they pretty much have to make a play somewhere, if not everywhere, in order to come back from this.
Kind of have to make a play everywhere, but they need to bag a kill. They need to pick something and kind of bag it down, but I don't really know that they can, right? Like with this many Woosters, you're almost better served by finding a way to focus 3 of them, let's say. Pick a number. I think Lord Cadus may be in trouble. Yep. That was a good-looking salvo. And focus and pick a target and just overwhelm it. And by spreading the Woosters as far across the map as they did, like you said, you lack the punch to go with the steady damage.
Yep. Ichima spotted just briefly there at A. He's probably going to go down because Sharuf has nothing to stop him from going in and just raid.
Well, let's see. It does look like they're finally going to bag A. It's been a long road, but here with 6.5 minutes left to play, MIA does bag a cap. They're down 2 ships and nearly 500 points. They've got a long road to come back.
This is only temporary, though, because Kuroshio Kai, as you can see, has now gotten into the A cap. Revan is trying to do something out there on the flank, trying to draw the fire away from his gear. And he drew some fire, all right. Here it comes. Miss.
Excellent maneuvering there by Revan. He dodges that shot. It falls short. But Ichima's work is for naught here, as Hiroshi Okai's gearing is also in the cap, and all of his work is essentially invalidated. Neither team gaining points right now.
And there's the radar I was talking about a second ago. Ichima is all but dead right now.
Oh, solid hit there from somebody. Looked like Montana. Yep, there he goes.
Yep.
I cannot imagine a way for MIA to get back into this game, Zath. I mean, is there something I'm missing? I just don't see it.
No. The only way for this to happen is for someone like Submarines or Allied is to kill a Des Moines and Remy Mato at the same time. That's it. This is now just a losing proposition. Prince Eugen's going to go down.
They are going to get Prince Eugen, yeah.
But the thing is, by the time MIA is in position to react and put a push together, the A side of CUTER is just going to come right in.
That A side at CUTER has done a brilliant job. A lot of work this game. A lot of great teamwork over there as they can just pushed and pushed and pushed and just outlasted their MIA opponents.
Yep, as Submarines Are Alive is about to become a submarine.
Well, and Revan is about to join him. There he goes.
The enemy is about to win.
Well, Dasha's happy at least.
Tasha's happy. MIA remains 4 ships down as Brujo tries to bag B here, dodging shells. They must know he's there, but they're not able to reset him just yet. He may succeed. He's trying to get up and get under cover.
They know he's there.
They know he's there, but I don't know if they can hit him. I don't think anybody's gonna be able to hit him with shells before he caps.
No. Rio Ichiban is taking some torps, but it's not enough. By the way, earlier there was another bomb drop on Yui that was canceled because the fighters from Destroy Ayanami just appeared and said, like,
when you have 4 fighter squadrons, you have the flexibility to keep them just about everywhere you probably need them, and then some.
Yep.
MIA clinging to life here, still not out of it, but I just can't imagine a scenario under how they win this game. Yamamoto 1941. Yeah, Yamamoto 1941 should be out. There he goes. Somebody just had to get a shell over the gap.
Yep. And now Brujo is taking it.
Yep. The next kill will end the game. They'll end up zeroing out MIA here. If not, the game will end in less than 4 minutes. Well, it'll end faster than that because Ryobi's about to cap C. There we go. That cuts the timer down to less than 2 minutes here. That's probably what it's going to be because MIA has accrued enough points now that I don't think a kill will end the game.
Possibly kill shot right here.
Could be. Ooh, big hit, but not quite enough. The new gaps in those islands along B working against MIA here. It's the first time we've seen people start to really put shots through there.
Yeah, what a good shot that was too.
It was a really beautiful shot.
Brujo sending out like, yeah.
60 seconds on the timer. MIA basically out of this game. It's a question of how quickly it ends.
Here comes another salvo from Yamato.
They don't. It's a question of who's going to die first, the carrier or the Wooster.
Oh yeah, D-Dak is getting docked.
It's going to be the carrier.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
There he goes.
Boink.
Goodness gracious, a commanding win for CUTER here on North in the second elimination round.
Yeah. Well, I gotta say, I'm kind of happy to see a meme composition like 5 Woosters fail.
I was gonna say I'm not overly upset to see a 5 Wooster team fail. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I have a personal beef with that ship.
What's wrong with it? It's perfectly balanced. Come on.
Yeah, totes balanced, Tovarish.
Yui taking down 2 ships with the Stalingrad. You can see what happens with that super balanced AP. We want to talk about balance. But kudos to Cruiser P something, Prince Eugen, for killing off 41 air.
Hey, that's what DM does, baby.
That's right. And we see the Woosters also on the other team there on MIA taking down some